right, let's get started. Make yourself comfortable and please do have some props available if you have them because they can be really handful. They can be really helpful for working on arm balances and arm balance prep. So definitely some blocks, perhaps a belt, and if you don't have a bolster, some kind of pillow as a crash pad for your face. All right, let's get nice and grounded and centered in ourselves first. So sitting comfortably and just feeling all the parts of your body that are in connection with the earth beneath you and letting everything feel nice and heavy. And feel free to exaggerate that letting go because we're going to lift up in a moment anyway, but really take time to soften and be nice and heavy and nice and relaxed. And on your next inhale, gently breathing in and lifting through your spine. Trying to maintain that sense of softness through your body as you gently lift and complement that softness and heaviness with some lightness and effort. Reaching into the crown of your head, grounding down into your base, closing your eyes if you like, and soften your face. And letting go of your external environment. Beginning to tune into the sensations in your body. And then beginning to notice your breath without changing or judging your breath, just honoring the natural rhythm of your breath and also noticing, do you feel or do you notice in your breath that you're breathing quickly or a little too light? Maybe you're breathing only into your upper chest, or maybe you've got nice, steady, full breaths flowing. And whatever you've noticed, just making a gentle mental note of self-reflection. Yep. My breath reflects how I'm feeling. And then consciously starting to take some nice deep breaths, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Starting to regulate our breaths, regulating the pace of our thoughts. Generally bringing our breath and our mind under our control. A couple more times, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Allowing that duration of 4 be a length that feels suitable for you. And moving from here into some Goranga breathing. So we'll take 5 rounds of Goranga breathing, inhaling and silently drawing the mantra Goranga into our mind. And as we exhale, we'll say the sound Goranga for the entire length of our exhalation. So let's exhale completely. Take a breath in and say the sound Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. Continuing on. Goranga. One last time. Gora. And relax into your regular breathing pattern, allowing the mantra to resonate through your mind and heart. And opening your eyes. All right, we're going to do a very quick spinal warm up, but staying nice and grounded in your breath. Twisting around to the right, pressing down into your right hand behind you. Lift and lengthen, rotating through your spine, softening through your belly, turning to look over your right shoulder. We're going to hold it there for a couple of breaths. So just taking your time to move fully into the twist. Pressing that left hand against the right knee to help you rotate. Good. Keeping the left hand where it is, raising the right arm up, just going into a gentle side bend, drawing against the knee as you hold it with your hand. So you're getting a little bit of a side bend, but also a nice opening through the ribs. And lowering the hand down again, going back into another twist. Inhale, lift and lengthen, soften through your belly, grounding down through your hips. And come back to center. Changing sides, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, turning to look over your shoulder. Taking your time to move fully into the twist. Feeling all the sensations from the base of your spine up through your middle back, maybe into your neck. And keeping a firm grip of your left knee. Inhale, raise the left arm up, going into a gentle side bend over to the right. Good. And lower the hand back behind you, turning to look over your shoulder, maybe moving a little deeper into the twist this time. And slowly come back to center. Folding forward over your legs, walking your hands out in front, lowering your head towards the floor, or if you can, resting your forehead on the floor. Gently encouraging your hips down toward the floor so your spine is lengthening. One more breath here. Good. Walking your hands back up. And really trusting the rhythm of your breath, moving with intention throughout your practice, and remembering you have your own rhythm and your own breath rhythm, and that should be your primary guide. I'm here to guide you with the movements and some gentle cueing, but try to make the practice your own as much as you can by moving with your breath. So getting ready for some cat-cows, stacking your shoulders above your wrists and your hips above your knees, spreading your fingers and thumbs nice and wide. Inhaling, drop the belly, tilting your pelvis forward, looking forward, reaching your heart center forward, arch your back. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, rounding your spine, chin in toward your chest, press the floor away. Now I'm just going to invite you to really indulge in your breath. Inhale, arch your back, taking your time with each breath. Exhale. So we're really just working on setting the tone and pace for the rest of your practice. Just going through a few more rounds of cat-cow, settling into your breath. And one last time. Good. And slowly come back to center. Tucking your toes under and dropping your hips back to your heels. So dropping the hips back to your heels, gentle stretch through the toes, and then lifting up and over. But as we take our shoulders over our hands, you'll feel that movement and stretch through the wrists and a little bit of weight and pressure there. And take the hips back. But from that position, I want you to start cultivating a real lift and drawing in through your chest and lift through your belly, because this is one of the fundamental movements that we draw on for a lot of arm balances. And you'll need a bit of wrist mobility as well. So lifting up and over, lift, 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 draw in, compress through the belly. Doesn't look very elegant, but it is very functional and useful. One more time, inhale, lift, excellent, draw in, lift, lift, and lower. Let's flatten out through the feet, walking your hands as far forward as you can so you've got a nice big reach. And dropping the forehead, taking 3 breaths here in extended child's pose. Feeling your spine lengthening. All right. And inhale, lifting up and coming back, lifting into downward dog. Shifting your hands forward just a little as needed, settling into a comfortable downward dog. It's early on in your practice, so you might need a little bit of time to warm up first, but just taking a moment here, stretching out through the backs of your legs. Have a look at your hands and check that your fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide. You're going to keep your hands fixed where they are, but create an external pressing down and rotate the hands out so that you've got that nice firm grip. And lifting into the hips. Press the hips back, lower the heels down. Drawing in through your belly. Taking your gaze wherever it feels comfortable. One more breath here. All right, we're going to do a similar drill now. So taking the shoulders over the wrists, just doing shoulders over wrists first, coming up high onto your toes, going as far as you feel comfortable without straining your wrists, and lifting back, downward dog. Taking your time, exhale. And coming forward, inhale. And lift, 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 exhale. Keep holding. See if you can go forward a little more and back. Let's do one more of these drills, taking the shoulders forward over the wrists. Lift, draw in through the belly, in through the chest. And exhale, release. Walking your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, sliding your hands up your shins, look forward, offering your heart center forward. Exhale, folding forward. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. All right, getting ready for a few rounds of sun salutations, modifying as needed. Bringing your palms together in prayer position, grounding down through your feet, lifting into the crown of your head. Shoulders down away from your ears. Take a breath here. All right. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the earth. Inhale, flat back. Fingertips to the floor or hands to the shins. Exhale, fold jump into plank and lower all the way down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, lifting back, downward dog. Holding here for 3 breaths. Good. Filling into your breath. And when you're ready, jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back into plank and lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Hold for 3 breaths, finding that positioning with your hands, fingers and thumbs spread nice and wide, and feel as if you're turning your hands outwards, creating that strong line of energy up your arms and shoulders. Shoulders down away from your ears, lift into your hips, lengthen down into your heels. And when you're ready, jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths. And jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And dropping your arms down by your side for a moment. Take a breath. Beautiful. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bending through the knees, coming down through chair pose, holding here for just a couple of breaths. And release. Folding forward, straighten through your legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back. And lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, raise the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Stepping your front foot forward, bending through your front knee, coming into high lunge. Lengthen into your back heel and finding your center of gravity, hips stacked, shoulders stacked above your hips. 2 more breaths here. And inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, raising the left foot. Exhale, step it through. Keeping the back knee lifted, front knee bent. Inhale. Coming up. Nice. 5 steady breaths in this position. About 3 more to go. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale. Hands to the floor. Step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Downward dog. Hold for a breath. If you need to take a moment in child's pose, please go ahead and do so. Rest whenever you need to. Inhaling, raising the right leg up. Exhale, stepping your foot forward. Spin the back foot down and cartwheel the arms up. Getting ready for triangle pose. Arms out at shoulder height, sending the hips over to the left, reaching over to the right, lowering your hand down to wherever it feels comfortable, and taking your gaze up toward your top fingertips. Legs are nice and engaged. Firm your thighs, lift your knees. Opening up through the front body. letting your gaze be soft, softening into the mind. And inhale, grounding down through your feet. Soft bend through the front knee if needed. Inhale, lifting all the way up, switching over to the left side. Left foot is pointed out, turned out to point. Shift your hips over to the right and lowering your hand down to the left, reaching up through your top fingertips. One more breath here. Good. And press down into your feet, lifting, reaching through that top hand, rotating the feet all the way back, facing the top of the mat, hands to the floor. Step back and lower. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. Hold for a full breath. Good. Inhale, raise the right leg up. Exhale, stepping your foot forward, drop your back knee to the floor, flattening out through your back foot, bringing your hands forward and softening into a lunge. Taking your time here, allowing your hips to ground. And then when you feel settled into the pose, taking your arms up, shoulders down away from your ears. If you feel inclined to embellish the pose a little, you can take a little back bend, maybe bring the palms together. Guys, that was a back bend for me. You couldn't see much happening, but it was there. Spine is not my not my most flexible body part. And exhaling, hands to the floor. You can skip the vinyasa if you like and go straight back into downward dog. Otherwise, vinyasing over the other side. And lift back. Inhale, raise the leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward, knee to the floor. Hands to your front knee, soften into your hips. Feel that beautiful, gentle pull of gravity drawing your hips down. And then lift through the spine, raise your arms up. And take a little back bend if you like. Lovely. Exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Step back, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale. This time we're going to take it back into child's pose. Bringing your big toes together, knees out wide. Lowering your torso forward. And coming forward. You can place your hands however you like. If you want to rest your head on the back of your hands or forearms, or if you'd like to tuck your arms all the way through and turn your head to the side, go ahead and do so. One more breath rest here. Slowly press yourself up. Bring your knees together and take your legs out in front. Drawing your toes back toward you, firming through your thighs, sitting up nice and tall. Interlock your hands, pressing your palms up. Shoulders down away from your ears as you press into your palms. So you feel this beautiful lengthening all the way from the hips down the legs and from the hips all the way up the spine into the palms. Soft gaze, gentle mind, strong body, and release. Taking your arms forward, releasing that grip. Hands come down to wherever they land as your point of contact, coming into a seated forward fold. Taking a few breaths to find your way into the pose. Try scooping in through your belly, firming your thighs, and folding forward. And once you're in position, drawing against your point of contact. So if you're holding your feet, drawing gently against your feet. We'll stay here for about another 5 breaths. And just feeling your belly and your torso moving toward your legs. Feeling that beautiful calming energy of this pose and that nice closed off, reclused feeling. And then slowly come up. Release. Bring the soles of your feet together. Press the soles of your feet together and press your knees down toward the floor, folding forward. Folding forward for just a couple of breaths. Just to get a nice stretch through the groins and hips. And slowly come up. Keeping your legs where they are, we're going to go into a little twist. So feet stay together, taking your left hand to the outside of your right foot, top of your right foot, and right hand behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and slowly rotate around. Good. Slowly come back to center, over to the other side. Nice. All right. Come back, release, hugging your knees together. All right, so now that we're all stretched out and warmed up, let's get into some playtime with arm balances. So if you want to get your props ready, I would just recommend having a bolster or a pillow at the front of your mat. You may not need it, but you might need it. And on the odd occasions, the rare occasions that you do need it, you'll be very happy that you placed it there. And then also have blocks available too, because we'll use this as a prop for working our way into crow pose. And let's begin. I want to start with just a little bit of work on our shoulders. So earlier we did the drills to work into our chest, shoulders, and lifting through our core. So we want to take that into our poses when we're doing arm balances, but also just to build a bit of awareness of this activation through our shoulders. We'll just work a little bit into dolphin to begin. So coming down onto your forearms, I like to interlock my hands together, but sometimes if you get into a sticky situation, it's actually safer to have your hands out wide. And if you like, you can have a block in between your hands, block to the floor, palms pressing into the floor. And we're going to go from here to lift up. So starting in a downward dog style position on our forearms. And I just want you to feel what happens when you completely collapse and relax through your shoulders. So don't worry too much about your form and your legs. Just relax and notice that your whole body weight collapses down. So what we want to do is find ways to create supportive tension throughout our body. And one of the ways we do that with arm balances is to work with our shoulders. So you can feel if you press the floor away with your forearms, just take your mental kind of note of like, oh yes, I can feel my shoulders sliding up and down, my shoulder blades. Can feel the strength in the front of your shoulders. So there's a lot of activation going on here. So it's really good to have that kind of like movement literacy or body literacy around being able to activate through your shoulders. So let's do that one more time, coming up into dolphin position. So get into the pose and press the floor away, lifting up into your hips, lengthening down into your heels, and then collapse into the shoulders. And notice how it creates instability through your shoulders. So tension is your friend, which is one of the tricky things. You can relax now for a moment. Not tricky, but like contrasted things in our yoga practice is, yes, we want to cultivate softness and surrender, but we have to know when to apply effort, and we have to know when tension is part of, the success of a pose, or part of what makes a pose biomechanically available to us. So a lot of what you're doing is actually activating, creating tension, lifting, drawing in through the core, and doing what you can to draw your energy in as well to help you activate and lift into a pose. So that's what we're going to be hopefully cultivating now as we go into crow pose. We don't just want to go lift our hips and drop onto our arms. We want to create that sense of lifting. So I like to use my 2 blocks stacked. 1 block would also be okay. Have your crash pad out in front where your head might land, and perch your feet comfortably up on your block. This feels quite high. So you're just comfortably perched on your blocks, and then take your knees out wide, start drawing your belly in already, and place your hands to the floor below. And from here, you're just going to rock forward. We're not going to lift up anywhere. You're just going to get that sense of, okay, yes, I got to take my weight forward. So there is a little bit of risk there. It's an unusual feeling. It can feel a little bit unsafe. All the more reason to go all in on protecting ourselves and creating that tension in our shoulders, in our body, in our core, to stop and prevent, collapsing into the pose. So fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide. Start to bend through your elbows. Once you're familiar with that feeling, bend through the elbows and create a shelf for your knees to pop onto. And from there, inhale, lift, and start to lift through the belly like we did in our cat-cows or our rocket cats. Inhale, lift through the belly, come up onto the toes, and the knees are sitting on top of the upper arms. So you're lifting, lifting, lifting. So it's core, it's shoulders, pressing the floor away, and relax. Now this time, if you feel you can go further, we'll go up, lifting 1 foot, then the other, and lift, 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 holding, and release. Nice. So if you like, you can start to progress that by removing 1 block or removing both blocks. We're going to have a play. I'd like to try maybe 3 to 5 repetitions having a go of crow pose. So once you're down on the floor, then you've got more lift required to actually get your hips up and off, up and away. So it's still the same setup, feet together, knees wide apart, hands out in front, lifting your knees so that they're on the backs of the arms. Your elbows are bent. You can do a straight arm version, but that is an advanced version. So creating that shelf, and lift, lift, lift through the belly, activate through the shoulders and chest, and lift. All your energy drawing upward, pressing away from the floor, and release. Whew. How's it going over there? You guys having fun? It's good. It's a fun strength exercise. All right, let's do a couple more. Inhale. And once you get comfortable with it, then really focusing on your breath. Nice. And if you are comfortable with crow pose, you might like to play with how you can add it into your vinyasa practice, which is doing a little leg shoot to exit out of the pose. So I'll chuck one now. Oop. And lift. Yes, that was fun. All right, and when you've finished a few repetitions, come back and sit on your heels, and let's stretch out through the hands and wrists. And you can just take a few breaths here. Relax. All right, we've got time for one more, and then we'll wind down, coming onto our backs. So, coming up into, I can see a comment there. I'll just check it before we move on. So yeah, it's all in the lift. To go from crow into shooting your legs back, you lift, press the floor away, and shoot your legs out. If you can crow, it's really not that far off to be able to shoot your legs back. All right, let's go into last one before we wind down, forearm stand. So here you might like to have the belt. So it's setting up on our forearms. But what you might notice is when you are on your forearms, that your forearms start to slide away from each other. So this is a really nice prop to have to make them feel a bit secure. And then you can focus more on the movement and your technique as you develop that strength and sense of security in the pose. So starting with the belt is great. Getting it into a loop. Why is my belt going wonky? And you just want it to be about shoulder width apart. So you can test it if your loop is that big. And then bring it around like so. And then you have this nice boundary and nice resistance that you can press out into the belt. And that helps to activate that tension that we were just chatting about earlier through your shoulders, which helps to make the pose feel more secure. So once you've got it on, just above your elbows, and spread your fingers and thumbs nice and wide, and basically just tucking the toes and lifting the hips, kind of looking for a downward dog type experience with that broader base of your forearms on the floor. So walking your feet in and in, you might stop there. That might feel comfortable. You might like to really try and find your edge, walking your feet in. And you can also play with doing three-legged, lowering one, raise the other. Reach into your toes, press the floor away. Lower down. Let's stay here for one more breath. And release. Release your belt. And if you have a pillow or a bolster, taking the bolster in between your knees and relax, soften your shoulders. I can't lay flat because it mutes the microphone. But come forward and just really try to relax and soften through your shoulders, relax through your belly, and take a few deep breaths. Nice. All right, slowly come up. Keep your bolster handy if you want to use it for our wind down. Coming down almost to the floor now, legs out in front. Just do a quick shoulder stretch, taking your arms back behind you. So I've got hyperextended elbows, so I like to bend my elbows back, but the full version is to turn your hands around and slide your hands away, sliding down, working into stretching through the shoulder joint. And you can straighten your legs out in front. I have to tell you, you guys know my cat always loves to practice with me for many years now, my big fluffy cat. And quite often when I'm practicing, he comes and sits on my mat. I'm just looking at my leggings now. They're covered in cat fluff from just today's practice. All right, inhale, lifting up. Come all the way down onto your back. Let's just do something nice and chill just for a little something yummy after all our hard work with shoulders and core. So taking hold of your feet, coming into happy baby. And just letting it be nice and soft and relaxed. No need to work too strongly into the stretch. Just holding your feet, letting go. Start to move into more yin. Focus now, cultivating a yin energetic. Good. And now release the feet, crossing the ankles over the top of one another and holding onto your feet. Doesn't matter which way because we'll swap over and do the other side in a moment. Hmm. And crisscross your ankles over the other side. And let your shoulders be soft. Completely relax your legs and your hips. Reminding your body that it's okay to let go. It's okay to soften. And then gently release both feet to the floor. Cross the right knee over the left, right leg over the left. Taking your arms out at shoulder height, dropping your legs over to the left and turning to look to the right. I swear by the time we get to supine twists, I'm already mentally in Shavasana every time. I'm like, yes. And navel drawing in, raising your legs back to center. And taking the left leg over the right, dropping the knees over to the right as you turn to look over to the left. Soften and relax through your belly, your lower back. And begin to release, navel drawing in. Bring your knees back to center, hugging your knees in just for a short moment. And then making yourself comfortable in Shavasana. You might like to take your pillow or bolster under your knees, which just helps to soften through the lower back a little. And taking your arms out by your sides, palms up. I'm going to sit up for this practice while I guide you through it. If it's cold where you are, you might like to take a blanket or a piece of clothing over you. And if it's warm and sunny where you are, you might need to take something over your face to block out the light. All right. And just enjoying this beautiful feeling at the end of your practice, where all the effort has been applied, all the work is done, and you get to soak up that yummy end of practice feeling. Just noticing how your mind and body feel after your practice. Usually, even if we've had a tough day or if we've been a little bit mentally stressed, usually we can rely on our practice to help us just let go a little bit, to feel better somehow, some way. So I hope you're feeling that now. And I'm just going to guide you through a short relaxation. So all you need to do is relax each body part as I mention it. Start by taking your awareness all the way down to your feet. Relax from your big toes to your little toes. Relax the soles of your feet. And feel your heels getting heavier and heavier. Relax into your ankles. Soften into your calf muscles. And feel your shins to be heavy. Soften into your knees, your knee joints, and all the soft tissues surrounding the knees. Relax your thighs, from the tops of your thighs to your inner thighs and outer thighs, and your hamstrings. Relax your left hip and your right hip. Feel your whole pelvis softening and relaxing. Soften into your belly and feel as if the sides of your torso are melting down toward the floor. Relax into your chest. Relax your lungs, your ribs, and all the muscles in between each rib. Feeling your heart center to be soft and light. Visualizing your breath as a healing white light as it enters your lungs. And visualizing your breath carrying out any debris, anything that your body doesn't need, helping you to clear out energetics. Just taking a few healing breaths into your lungs. And visualizing your lungs getting brighter and lighter. Taking that same healing visualization of your breath all the way down and through your abdominal organs and your reproductive organs. Visualizing your breath circulating through your abdominal region like a healing white light. Bringing fresh prana and oxygen and other vital nutrients carried by the breath. And every exhalation, a gentle detoxification process occurs, leaving your body lighter, brighter, and more revitalized. Now releasing that visualization of your breath, coming back to regular breathing. Taking your awareness to your collarbones, feeling them broadening and relaxing. Relax your shoulders from the tops of your shoulders all the way down and around your shoulder blades. Releasing any tension that may be stored in this area. And relax into your upper arms, your elbows, and your forearms. Relax your wrists, soften into your hands, feeling your fingers to be gently curled. And see if you can notice the gentle sensation of prana circulating your palms, like a gentle prickling feeling. Now gently guiding your awareness to your lower back. Feel your sacrum broadening and releasing. Relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Feel all the muscles either side of your spine softening and relaxing, feeling as if they're melting downwards towards the floor. Helping you to relax and release tension that may be stored in your spinal column. You begin to feel your head getting heavier and heavier as it rests against the floor. Smoothing out any tension in your forehead, releasing and softening into your eyes, allowing them to be heavy. Relax your cheeks and soften into your jaw. Your mouth is relaxed, with your lips softly touching. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. You feel safe and warm and easily able to drop into a deep state of relaxation. Now just allowing yourself to rest peacefully for the next minute or so. There's nothing else to do and nowhere else to be, just rest. Now slowly start coming back into awareness of your breath. Taking a few conscious breaths, feeling that movement through your chest. And then begin to take that movement out into your limbs, beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. And rolling over onto your side before pressing yourself up to sit. And we'll finish up with just a few rounds chanting Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. And just joining in as you feel comfortable, taking these beautiful sacred sounds in through your ears, into your mind, and down into your heart. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Your turn. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. 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 All right, let's finish up bringing our palms together in prayer position, bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other, and bowing our heads once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming to practice. I hope you had fun and that you're feeling good.